Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We'll today discuss the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 6th chapter and 11th verse. So please follow me while reciting. Stitanjana padantastatra puragrama prajakaran
पिता जना पथाम तत्र
puragrama prajakaran
पुराग्रामाव्रजकान्
Ketra khatbata bhatischa
केतकर्वतपातिश्च
वनानि उपवनानि च
वनानि उपवनानि च
स्थिताञ्जनपदंस्तत्र
पीताञ्जनपदांस्तत्र
पुरग्रामव्रजाकरान्
पुराग्रामव्रजकान्
क्षेत्रखर्बटभाटिश्च
केतकर्वतवातिश्च
वनानि उपवनानि च
वनानि उपवनानि च
वनानि उपवनानि च
जानपदंस्तत्र
पीताञ्जनपदांस्तत्र
पुरग्रामव्रजाकरान्
पुरग्रामव्रजकान्
क्षेत्रखर्बटभाटिश्च
केटकर्वटवाटिश्च
वनानि उपवनानि च
वनानि
वनानि
उपवनानि च
उपवनानि च
Thank you. We'll go to synonym and translation, of course. Synonym word to word translation. So, Spitan, very flourishing. Janapadan, metropolises. Tatra, there. Pura, towns. Grama, villages. Braja, big farms. Akaran, mineral fields, that is called mines. Ketra, agricultural lands. Kharbata, valleys. Batihi, flower gardens. Cha, and Banani, forests. Upavanani, nursery gardens. Cha, and translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animal farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests. Purport. Man's activities in agriculture, mining, farming, industries, gardening, etc., were all on the same scale as they are now, even previous to the present creation, and the same activities will remain as they are even in next creation. After many hundreds of millions of years, one creation is started by the law of nature, and the history of the universe repeats itself practically in the same way. The mundane wranglers waste time in archaeological excavations without searching into the vital necessities of life. After getting an impetus in spiritual life, Sri Narada Muni, even though a mere child, did not waste time for a single moment with economic development. Although past towns and villages, mines and industries, he continually went to progressive spiritual emancipation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the repetition of history which happened some hundreds of millions of years ago. As it said herein, only the most important factors of history are picked up to be recorded in this transcendental literature. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gyananjanasalakaya Chakyurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. नमोऽहं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Yeah, so far this chapter, as we know, this is the conversation between Narad Muni and Srila Vasudev. Yesterday Prabhuji was recapping, so why this topic came, and so upon the inquiry or question from Srila Vasudev about Narad Muni's past life, so Narad Muni is answering all those questions. Out of those few questions, so in part of last couple of verses, Narad Muni is answering what happened after the sadhus or the Vedantists imparted the transcendental scientific knowledge to Narad Muni when he was a child and the son of maid servant and serving them during Chaturmasya and after their initiation. So Narad Muni is explaining to Srila Vasudev, and in yesterday Prabhuji was discussing. When he was a child, that time his mother also passed away while going for milking a cow at the night due to the serpent bite. And Narad Muni took this as a mercy of Supreme Lord, because he 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 has that transcendental knowledge received from the Vedantist. So he know it's not just body, and it's we are beyond this body, and this is law of nature, and whatever is happening is under his jurisdiction or wishes. All the situation like अनुकूलस्य sankalpa प्रतिकूलस्य varjanam. So that is the concept the pure devotees accepts. How we know it has been clearly explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. So Narad Muni accepted like that as the mercy of the Lord. So Prabhuji was mentioning yesterday, like there are two kinds of people who see their life and situation. One is like to see everything which is happening wrong for them, not will as per their will. So they see that in the transparent glasses, and figure out or magnifying glasses why it happens, who did it, who is the cause for that. It may be God is so cruel, or other people surrounding me who caused this issue. He never look at his karma or what is there in the future and why it happens. Never look into that. And there are other kind of people who are pure devotee, who are surrendered to Lord, who know what is this life, and why we faces obstacles or troubles, as well as the happiness in the life, and it is all because of our karma. So they saw the bad things happens to them in the mirror, and they blame their own past deed for that reason. And whenever anything good happens, they check in the transparent glass and identify who helped us, so that so they can appreciate them, and not just taking their own, credits their own. So that's how Narad Muni also behave, being a small child here, because of he has that knowledge of seeing life in correct way. So we also already discussed this part in chapter 2, like vidyante hridaya granthi chidyante sarva samsaya skiyante chasya karmani drushta eva Atmani Sware. So he in this purport, in this sloka, Prabhupada is giving the translation. Thus, the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are places, caught to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. So prior to this verse, so Narad, Srila Vyasadeva or Sutta Goswami is explaining to all the sages in Naimisaranya, like how someone should gain the transcendental knowledge and use all his possessions for the towards the devotional service of Supreme Lord. And after doing all those things, what will happen? The knot of the hand will be cut into pieces. So whatever contamination we have, material contamination we have since millions of thousands of crores of lives, uh, that will be cut into pieces when someone will see the self as master. So same thing happened with Narad Muni as well, and he saw the life in the way it's supposed to be seen. For a human, because the end goal of life is not just to enjoy the material opulences what we gain and leave our body as like normal animals, and not knowing what is going to happen in our next life. So this is the great opportunity to get human life. Manusya Sarira Dulava. So as we know, like after many life undergoing in different bodies, species or plants, out of 8.4 million of species or different kinds of bodies, we once get human life. So when our past karma is finished to be in different body, or we might have gone multiple times to heaven also. We might have already passed the life of demigod, we never know. But we are back to same human life. This is the real opportunity to use that life for the real purpose. So, Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport here, man's activity in agriculture, mining, farming, industries, gardening, etc., were all the same scale as they are now, even previous to present creation, and the same activities will remain as they are even in the next creation. So, there is nothing new. Things are wonder happening now. So, whatever is happening now in the form of development, so-called development. So those were already there in past, in different millenniums, and it is going to happen in the future also. So here Prabhupada is commenting, the mundane wranglers waste time with archaeological excavation without searching into the vital necessity of the life. Yeah, so it's nothing wrong researching and finding something about what happened past, all those of how the civilization was there in the past. That's fine, but deviating from the real necessity of life, if we are behind that only, there is no value of our human life. So we should have our focus to the real necessities or real goal of human life. Then along with that, whatever we're doing, that's fine, but we should focus on that. But modern civilization or current civilization, we don't know what is the purpose of life. Our education system also got changed completely. Earlier Gurukul system is not there, where students were receiving the complete knowledge before starting their life. They were trained in everything from spiritual aspect as well as material aspects. How, and that material aspect is not just concentrating on sense gratification. So that is something devotional service. For an example, so doing marriage or having family, I mean, after the initial brahmacharya stage, earlier the students used to choose what path they are going to follow, whether family or brahmachari or sannyasa. So if someone was coming to family, they will have the procreation. So procreation is accepted, but we are only behind the sense gratification, which is beyond the shastra. So there are everything, every activities we can see, like how it can be converted to devotional service, and so, or as per the scripture, if we are not even not able to initial stage to do convert it to devotional service, at least we should obey as per the shastra. Same regulation we should follow, so that we have some pious credit instead of impious credit, and then gradually that goodness will transfer to transcend. So then we'll come to a stage where we are beyond the three modes of material nature, how Supreme Lord mentioned to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. So Traiguna Vishaya Bhavo. So that situation will gradually come, and the path of devotion or bhakti yoga is the best or elevated path to go in that journey. So especially in this age of Kali. I'll take an example here. See, Narad Muni is being a small child, so how his perception is, and he started traveling towards the north. While going towards the north, aiming towards Himalaya for doing his austerity or meditating upon Supreme Lord with the knowledge, the transcendental science, what scientific knowledge what he received from the Vedantist. So while crossing, he passed through all these stages, and he was not stuck at anywhere, and he was not bothered about his economical development. So at that age, what someone could have done at the small child age, we or our child might not be knowing how to eat in their hand. We are dependent upon mother, but took this as a mercy of Supreme Lord, even though he had only his mother, and she passed away, and he took that as mercy of Supreme Lord, and traveled towards north, and then gradually we'll discuss in the next verses what happened, and then how he meditated on Supreme Lord, and how he was able to have darshan of Supreme Lord within his heart. All those details we are going to discuss in next verses. So uh, 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 when I was a child, around 12 years, so I lost my father. I was lamenting like anything. It took almost 10 years for me to forget. So up to a decade, whenever I'll be alone inside a house, I used to cry and thinking about that. So this is the difference between the not common man and a person having the transcendental knowledge and surrendering to Supreme Lord. So Narad Muni, being a small child, he didn't lament on that situation, though he might have got so much pain, because his mother was the only uh, uh, parent, and he was dependent upon her. So then actually Lord also mentioned in chapter 9 verse 22. Yesterday we were discussing on that also. Ananya Sintayanto Mam Yajana Pariupasate Tesam Nitya Viyuktanam Yoga Kshemo Mahavayam. So here Lord is mentioning, but those who who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So basically, we should know the uh, way to utilize all our possessions towards serving him, towards pleasing him, and towards his mission, Supreme Lord's mission. So then that would be our supportive factor. If we are something, we have the possession but it's not being used for the uh, uh, for his pleasure, and we are trying to improve in the path of bhakti, then if something which is our positive creating problem for that, then Lord will take it away. So before it happens, we should try to utilize all our possessions towards the service, so that everything will be kept with us. At the same time, whatever we are lacking and towards that proceeding in the path of bhakti, he is going to take care. So, in this verse, he is commenting the same. Um, mm, see, one small example will take. We are here in this material world. We are the tatastha Shakti, basically, marginal energy. So jiva is by nature he is having the same qualities as Supreme Lord, but in minute level. So as like a drop of sea water has the same quality as the sea, so but in a minute level, sea is so vast, a drop of water is very minute. Same way, and jiva by default has the three qualities, Satchitanand. But when jiva come into contact to the Lord's external energy, that is Maya, then we become marginal tatastha. As like in the seashore, if someone is in the place where water will touch and at the same time they are not going into water and staying in the sand or land, then they're kind of in the tata, right? In the marginal position. So same way is our situation. So the more we'll come towards the dry land, we are away from that nascent ocean or ocean of Maya. Maya is not going to touch, the water of Maya is not going to touch. The more we go in towards the ocean, then we'll caught by Maya, we'll away from the Supreme Lord. So the we should understand, like our face should be towards Supreme Lord, and we should always try to go closer to, and closer towards Supreme Lord through this path, like Navada Bhakti, which our Acharya gave, and gradually Maya will be away from us, and all this material bondage will be caught once. Once that is done, we are fully surrendered. So he is going to take care of, nullifying all our past deeds, whatever we have, to again get a body and enjoy it, or suffer it. So in Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter also, Lord mentions Sarva Dharman Pariteja Mamekam Saranam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaisami Ma Sucho. So once someone will 100% surrender to Supreme Lord, and then he will take care of all this past. And with our own try, if we'll try to nullify all our karmic account, whatever we deposited in millions of years, it's very difficult. So we should surrender to him so that he will take care of doing it. And that's what he committed to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. And sometimes we think, if Lord want to take us back to Godhead and he is our well-wisher, then why he's not taking us? He can do anytime anything. So we can take a small example here, like fisherman. When fisherman catches the fishes from the river, what he does, he chooses the fishes whatever is healthy and eatable, so that he takes with him, and small things he let go into the river, because they have to grow and they will come to a stage where he can take it. So it may be a bad example, but being a fisherman just to gratify his senses or to sell and earn money, he is so particular to choose a fish. The how Supreme Lord is going to allow a person having a material contamination uh, into their abode. So definitely he is going to choose. He is going to. So Maya Devi is here to test us, and unless until we leave all our attachment to these material things, we cannot go back to Godhead. Being a human, we should grab this opportunity. Like we should have the very basic or first thing, which is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So why? I mean, people are there in this world, especially in current days, who doesn't know beyond their body and material possessions and enjoyments. So who are they, and from where they came from, and what is spirit or Brahman? Nothing. So this is the very first things we should have being a human, so that we'll know, like we are beyond this material body, and there are a spiritual world beyond this material world, and which is eternal, who is God, what is the relation between we and God, why we are suffering here though we don't want, and how to go out of this. So all those things gradually will reveal if we have that inquisity. Yeah, so there are few other points, but we are already at 7. So for example, we can take the example of Ambarish Maharaj. So being a king, having all the opulences, he was using this, that, all those things for serving Supreme Lord. And we can think about Janak Maharaj. So they have lot of possessions, opulences, so a kingly opulences, but they always utilize them for Lord services. And if those are our supportive factor, so it will be continued to be stay with us. So if something is creating any problem, so Lord will plan to see how it can be. I mean, either he can give the lakhs or take something which is creating problem for us. So I'll conclude here. If there are any questions, we'll discuss.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Any questions, reflections? Please open up. Okay, if there are no questions, let's thank His Grace Ajit Prabhu for delivering a nice Bhagavatam class by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Let's offer our praise to Lord Narshamadev to give a complete protection to our congregation and as well as entire world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Vishanam Bhatram Muchurnamamyam Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Vishanam Bhatram Muchurnamamyam Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Vishanam Bhatram Muchurnamamyam नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे. Hari Hari Bol. We wish you a very very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. We'll have a regular Srimad Bhagavatam tomorrow morning 6:30 a.m. and we'll have a special Pongal celebrations on Saturday and Sunday, regular Sunday feast. Wish a very, very happy Pongal for all of you. You may be celebrating the same festival and with the different names. Lori, Good Makara Sankranti, like that, different names. Whatever the name, wish a very, very happy Makara Sankranti, and as well as we wish you a very, very happy Ekadasi. Today is Ekadasi also. In the evening, we are having a japa session, 7:30 to 8:30. Encourage all the new people, whoever you know, encourage them to come and just sit in the japa. No need to do anything. So this is a evening japa session, especially meant for the new people. Of course, you are also join. So encourage everyone to join in the japa session, and it's only japa. Nothing will be there. 7:30 to 8:30. With that, we'll conclude. Let's offer Vaishnava prayer and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय. अमल प्राणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय. और परमानंदी हरि हरि बोल. See you all tomorrow morning 6:30 a.m. Hare Krishna.